Hello Kaiju fans, welcome back to the Kaiju World Order. My name is MM, and this is Monster of the Week, where I'll just be talking about a monster that was voted for by the members of the Kaiju Hugbox Discord server, which you can join with the links in the channel description. And yeah, this week's monster is actually two monsters in one. It is the Gillas Brothers from Ultraman Leo, the very first two episodes of that whole series. Now, before we get into this, I just wanted to say Monster of the Week is it's like a passion project here for me. I just wanted to do it for fun, to try and be like a staple of my channel. It's really not getting that much traffic, though, for the work that kind of goes into it. I know it's not super detailed and very professionally done, but it does take a few hours to make these, and only getting 20 views or so is kind of getting disheartening. But please, if you are interested in this stuff, just throw a like and maybe a comment. I'm begging over here. I really want to keep doing these videos. I like making the little battle pictures and like just rewatching and revisiting some of the stuff I haven't watched in a while, like the Ultraman Leo episodes here. And I have been actually rewatching a lot of the stuff before actually talking about this, just so I can have a fresh mindset, I guess, of how I want to go about talking about the monsters and what I like about them, what I don't like about them, and how I think they would do in like battles with other monsters, which is it's a very nerdy thing, but I love fantasy battle debates and discussions that don't just follow the basic power scaling bullshit. Okay, so now with that out of the way and me like pleading for some likes, the Gillas Brothers, from the very first two episodes of Ultraman Leo, they are the kaiju minions of magma. They come to Earth after destroying Ultraman Leo's homeworld, and they plan on doing the same, starting with Japan. And their ideal way of doing this is just sinking Japan seemingly one city at a time. Not sure why this is the tactic they're going with when we've seen that they can literally blow up a planet, but hey, it's tokusatsu, so what the fuck ever. So Ultraman Leo is living life as a human. Dan Moriboshi, who is better known as Ultra 7, is leading a defense team and eventually comes in contact with the alien and his monsters and fights them. He gets his leg utterly broken to the point where he can no longer transform, but he is able to survive up until Ultraman Leo arrives and manages to somehow drive off these two monsters. Ultraman Leo is unable to defeat them, and that's it. Leo's human host ends up joining the defense team and gets trained by Dan until the monsters and the alien return. They sink a small island off the coast of Japan and then make their way inland and eventually reach Tokyo. A huge tsunami is made, the city is flooded, and Dan orders Gen not to transform. Unfortunately, he goes against his master's orders and does so, and he really stands no chance against both of those monsters. Between Magma also arriving, along with both Red and Black Gillas, Leo is nearly killed if it wasn't for Dan using Ultra Psychokinesis to pretty much weaken and push back the monsters. Now at this point, Leo was able to kick their horns off of their heads, which drove the monsters into retreat. Thinking he had won, Leo was all happy and excited about it. Dan, however, was not, and said they would be coming back, and at this point he would no longer be able to save him if it came to that again. So Gen was put through a crazy training session in order to perfect a corkscrew kick, so when the monsters arrived again, he would be able to fight them and counter their spin attack. That day did eventually come. The monsters arrived along with their alien, and Leo was once again thrown into the mix. And just like before, he encountered a lot of resistance from both Gillas Brothers and the magma alien, with the defense team also taking part in the battle and Dan watching on. Gen actually put his training to use and delivered a corkscrew kick while they were in their hugging, spin attack, whatever it is, mode. He came down with a kick and literally kicked both of their heads off, which was enough of a holy shit moment for Magma to see he really stood no chance now, and he vanished, only to come back later with a hard-on for another monster, but that is a story for another time. It is a legit plot point of this series, though. It's crazy. So, the Gillas Brothers. Straightforward, they're just alien pawns. That's all they are. They're akin to Gigan and Megalon, which also came out at the same time, and they had a bit more of a... You could actually tell they were supposed to be a team opposed to just two monsters that were slapped together. The Gillas Brothers' main attack is that spin in which they can electrocute opponents that are caught between them or deliver some sort of shock to them. Seems to act as a force field that can protect them from attacks, and they can launch very explosive like laser blasts from their horns while they also do this. How this attack would fare against, say, Godzilla's atomic ray, don't know. I don't think it would really work all that much against, say, Godzilla. Maybe against Gamera, maybe against like Gigan and Megalon. I would say they could definitely beat the 1950s to the 1960s Godzilla. 70s and onward is a lot more when they get to the more bullshitty power. Besides that spin attack, the obvious other attack they have is their tsunami generation, which appears to be based from some sort of blast from their horn also, which can create gigantic tidal waves that flood the entire area. Very cool attack. Useful for their whole invasion motive, but again, in battle, this isn't going to do anything to most monsters, so it's a null point. They also can shoot red beams from their horns. These are just standard energy beams. They don't seem to be all that potent. And then there's also the eye beams that generate a cloud of smoke, and I'm not sure if that smoke is supposed to be teleporting them away or just making a smoke screen that allows them to run away. Either way, it's just a quick means for them to make an escape when they know they can't really do anything else at that point. Very cool, very original monsters for their time. I love monsters that can generate tsunamis like this, and they are a throwback to Seamounts and Seagorth from The Return of Ultraman. In fact, some of the tidal wave footage was actually recycled from those episodes of Return of Ultraman also. I like the suits. I wish they would come back. I remember all the way back from the days of Ultraman Mebius, they were rumored to come back for that series and they just never did. And that sucks because they brought back, say, Magma and Nova and Babalao from Leo, but never the Gillas Brothers. They have a very easy and what I think unique design to bring back even in a new gen show. So maybe they will, who knows. As for merchandise, there's not much. There's some X pluses and like tiny Gashapon figures, and that's about it. There's no Spark doll. Wish there was. I would love to have figures of these guys in my collection, but until they probably come back, that's not going to be a thing. And until next time, Kaiju fans, peace out. Minya, take it away. And then also, please folks, like, subscribe, comment, do whatever. And yeah.
Zilla says you should like and subscribe.